I used to think that learning was based on intelligence. It is, but not entirely. You either got it or you don't. I practiced a drum rudiment over and over, just to mess it up under pressure. I thought the answer was just more hours, more grinding, but I was wrong. I read this one study called The Review of Educational Research, and I found that the most common study techniques, rereading, highlighting, cramming, are borderline issues. They give you the illusion of fluency, but almost zero long-term retention. Learning isn't about the hours spent, it's about how you spend those hours. After diving into the neuroscience and psychology of learning, I made a 5-step system. This is what allowed me to balance advanced academic skills with complex skills. Treat this video like a manual for your brain. Learning, at a biological level, is the process of building and strengthening neural pathways. Most people learn passively, which creates weak, fragile connections due to lack of two-way connections. Passive learning only involves the transmission of knowledge from one source to a consumer, and it lacks active feedback. Believe it or not, this is the method we all suffer from at school. Passive learning can be beneficial for simple foundational work, such as basics in math. But this system that I'm going to teach you forces desirable difficulty. So this is a concept from UCLA research, and it states that the more your brain struggles to retrieve information, the stronger your memory trace becomes. It's not supposed to feel easy. It's supposed to feel effortful. That's how you know it's working. Let's dive into the 5 steps. You need to apply these in order. Step 1. Priming. This is not about learning details. It's about creating a mental map. Before you dive into a textbook or a chapter or a marketing course, spend 10 minutes scanning. Look at the headlines, the subheadings, the diagrams, or the summary. Your goal is to answer one question. What is the overall structure here? Why? This activates your reticular activating system, also known as the RAS, which is a filter in your brain that tells you what to pay attention to. It's like giving your brain a scavenger hunt list. Now, when you go through the details, it knows where to find them. This is the difference between walking into a dark room and walking into a room with a labeled naming system. Step 2. Focused acquisition. Now you consume the information, but with a specific active goal. Your mission is to be able to explain the core concept to a 10-year-old. This forces you to identify and extract the fundamental principle, not just memorize facts. When you summarize key concepts, it helps you grasp the complex information faster. The rule here is 25-5. Utterly focused, no phone and no distraction work, followed by a mandatory 5-minute break. What you do during the break is up to you, but do not take anything overstimulating, such as scrolling nonstop. You can check out my friend's video regarding overstimulated breaks over here. Anyways, the short break aligns with your brain's natural ultradian rhythms, and it is proven to maximize focus and prevent burnout, because I use this method all the time. This is where you do the actual work of understanding. Step 3. Active recall. This is the most important, most skipped step. After your learning session, close the book, shut the video, take out a blank piece of paper, and write down everything you can remember. Not what you think you know, what you can actually pull from your own brain. You could also explain it to your friend if you absolutely hate writing. A science study showed that students who practice active recall perform nearly 50% better. That's half better than those who just restudy the material. By retrieving information that you just learned builds stronger muscle memory in your brain. This struggle is where learning actually happens. If you only take one thing from this video, let it be this. Step 3. Step 4. Spaced repetition. Cramming, also known as last-minute memorization of information, is like building a sandcastle right before the tide comes in. Spaced repetition is like laying down bricks of cement, letting them cure, aka hydrate, and then adding another layer. It's a structured review of information at increasing intervals right before you're about to forget it. You don't need to be perfect about this. Use a simple system like Review your notes after 1 day, and then 3 days, and then 7 days, 2 weeks. Drastically stretch the time period. This leverages the forgetting curve, a concept by Hermann Ebbinghaus, and flattens it. This is how you slowly move information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. Step 5. Interleaved practice. This is the most advanced tactic. Most people practice one thing until they feel good at it, then move on. This is called blocked practice, and it makes you feel good quickly, but leads to poor long-term retention. Interleaving is mixing up different but related skills. If you're learning math, don't do 20 algebra problems in a row. Do 2 algebras, 2 geometry, and 2 calculus problems. If you're learning a language, don't just practice verbs for an hour. You want a mix of vocabulary, reading, and listening. This strengthens your fundamental understanding of that language. You see where I'm going? Even through the University of South Florida study found that while this feels frustrating and slower, it actually improves your test performance by 43%. This forces your brain to constantly identify which tool to use for which problem, which is exactly what you have to do in the real world with problem solving. You don't need to master every related skill. As long as you know where to start, you can dive deeper into specifics. This is a great example of doctors. Nurses can do general exams on a patient, but when it comes to the actual specifics, they'll get a doctor to check it out. Together, these steps form a productive system. Priming builds the blueprint, focused acquisition lays the actual foundation, and then active recall builds the walls. Spaced repetition reinforces the structure. And finally, interleaved practice protects it from decay and the tides. This is how you build a strong fortress of knowledge, not just a house built out of cards. Your system is broken if you're just passively consuming information like school. This week, I challenge you to apply this system to one thing you're trying to learn. Go to the comments right now and type, my one thing is. Let's build real skills with this 5-step system. If you really enjoyed content like this, please drop a like and subscribe if you want to be notified of this channel's future videos. See you.